Hello and welcome back. In our previous video, we have seen about HTML list. Now in this video, we are going to learn about block level elements and inline elements. Okay, now we will understand the difference between them and we are going to see some of the tags which are supported by block level elements and also inline elements. Now here I am just going to write H1 and here I will be writing here block and inline elements. Now first let's understand about block. Now here I am just going to write here block elements. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Okay, now here I am having this content, block and inline elements, and here I am having this heading. Now if you just see this one, okay, whatever we have done previously, okay, now here this is my heading, HTML list. Now this HTML list is having only this much content, but it is taking complete 100% width, okay, which means that this is block level element. Block level elements are nothing but they are going to take complete width, okay, they are going to block other elements, okay, they will block the space for themselves, they will not allow any elements to come and sit beside them because they are taking complete 100% of the width, okay, this complete 100% they will be taking. And block level elements, each time whenever I print that one, they will be printed in separate lines. Okay, now you can see here list items are also block level elements because after first list item, the second list item is printed here, which means that it is also taking complete 100%. Here I have just written H4 block elements. Now here again if I just write the same thing, I'll save this one. I'll refresh this. Now you can see it is going to print in next line, so which means that they are blocking their space for themselves and they will not allow any other elements to come and sit after them. Okay, they will be printed in next lines. Now here I am just going to inspect this one, inspect this. Now here if I just come here, okay, you don't have to worry about padding and margins. I am just going to tell you this example. Now you can see for block level elements, let me just decrease this size so that you can understand it more better way. Okay, now you can see here I am having this one. Here I am having block and inline elements. Now if you see this one, it is going to take complete 100% of the width. Okay, you can see this orange color, it is taking complete 100% of the width, and by default this block level elements will be having some padding and margin. This orange color, whatever you are seeing here, that is nothing but margin. You don't have to worry what is margin. Margin is nothing but giving space from outside. We are going to learn about margin, paddings, everything once we learn about CSS. You just know the basic difference between block level elements and inline elements. Okay, now you can see this orange color, whatever you can see here, that is margin. Okay, by default this block level elements will be having some margin and some padding. Now if I just come to list items here, let me just come here. Okay, now for list items also you can see I am having some margin. On left side you can see I am having some margin. I am just going to come here to ordered list. I will be coming here. Now inside this ordered list, okay, here I am having this one. Now you can see here, let me just hover on this. Now here for this you can see here I am having orange color, this blue color whatever you can see here, that is the content. Okay, whatever content I am having, that is the content, and this green color is the padding. Okay, padding is giving space from inside. Okay, you have seen this one. Okay, for block level elements by default we will be having some padding and some margin. Okay, here I'll just bring this here. Let me just decrease this one. Okay, now you can see here it is going to take complete 100% of the width, and here I'll be having default padding and margin for block level elements, and each block level element will start in new line because they are going to take complete 100% of the width. Okay, this is all about block level elements. Now from here I'm just going to remove this one. Before that, let me just show some examples of block level elements. We have seen all headings are block level elements, even paragraph is block level element. If I just write here one word, and again if I just write here orange, I'll come here, I'll refresh this one. You can see orange and orange will be printed in separate lines. It is not going to print next by next, it will be printed in new lines. Okay, paragraph is also block level elements. And also we have seen list are also block level elements, and also we are having many examples like we are having section tag. Table is also block level elements. We have seen whenever we print the data it is going to take complete 100% of the width. Okay, these are the examples of block level elements. If they ask in interview what are block level elements, you can just tell that they are going to take complete 100% of the width and each block level element will be starting on new line. Okay, they are going to block the space for other elements, okay, so that no other elements will come next to them. Okay, this is all about block level elements, and examples of block level elements are all headings are block level elements, paragraphs, ordered list, unordered list, tables, everything are block level elements. Okay, if you just write, okay, you don't have to by heart which are block level element or which are inline elements. Once you keep on practicing and once you see the output, then by yourself you are going to understand this is block level and this is inline. Okay, now next we are going to see about inline. Now here I am just going to write H4 and here let me just write here inline elements. Okay, now inline elements are nothing but they are, okay, these are complete reverse of this one. Okay, they will not be starting a new line, they will be taking only the space whatever is required by them. Okay, now here let me just write here anchor tag. Okay, anchor tag is inline element. Href, let me just write this cart image and here I will be writing click me, and here again I have just written two anchor tags. Okay, now these are not going to be printed in next lines. Okay, they will be printed side by side. Okay, now if I just increase the size, now you can see they are going to be printed next by next. Okay, they are not going to print in new lines, they will be printed side by side, and this is the example for this one. Anchor tag is inline element and also we are having I, okay, italic element. Let me just write here Khanam. Again I will be writing this one. I'll save this, I'll refresh this one. You can see again it has been printed. Now if I just show this one, okay, now if I just hover on them, I'll just come here. Now I'll just hover on Khanam. You can see it is taking only that particular content. Okay, only blue color is been marked. Okay, it is not having any default padding, any default margin. This inline elements will not have anything. Okay, if you want, you have to make them inline block. Okay, once we learn about CSS, we will see what is inline block, everything. You don't have to worry. Only understand that by default they will not be having any padding and margin. Now if I just hover on this one anchor tag, you can see only content. Okay, only blue color you can see. Again for this also, if I just hover, only blue color you can see. You cannot see any orange color, you cannot see any green color, which means that they will not be having any default padding and margin, and they are not going to block their space, and they will take only the required space whatever is required by them. Okay, this is all about inline elements. When we talk about block level elements, then how can we forget about div? Okay, div element is mostly used whenever you are creating your website layer, then div element is mostly used by many of us. Okay, this is also block level element. This div element is mainly used as a container, and this is used to wrap all the content whatever we are having inside website. Then we are wrapping that entire thing inside one div container. Okay, we are going to learn more about div container once we learn about CSS. Okay, div is also a block level element. It is going to start on new line, and here you don't have to write any content. Instead of that, here I can create another div inside this, and inside this div I just want h1. Here let me just write here template. Below this I'm just going to write here paragraph. I'll just write some text. Okay, again in the same way I can just copy this same div, I can paste that one. Okay, once we do stylings, we can just bring them in horizontal row. Okay, now here I'm having this template. Okay, this is my first div container and this is my second div container. Now if I just hover on them, I'll just come here. Now here you can see this is wrapped. Okay, this entire content is being wrapped inside this div container. Now this is my first div, now this is my second div. Okay, this both the divs are wrapped in another div. Okay, you can create this one. Okay, this will be very useful when you are creating cards. Okay, we are going to see that one. Okay, this is all about div container. Now when we talk about inline elements, we are having one span element as well. Now span element is going to take whatever space it is required. Okay, because it is inline element, so whatever you are going to give HTML, let me just write here CSS. I'll save this, I'll refresh this one. Okay, now you can see here I'm having HTML CSS. You can see all the span elements data is printed in same line. Okay, and also one more use of span is, now here I have just written one paragraph. Inside this I'm having some text here, lorem 30. Now if I just want to give some other stylings for this one, okay, for let me just give for this one. So for that I can just wrap this inside span tag, and here I can just copy this one. I'll cut from here, here I'm going to paste, and whatever stylings you want to give, you can just give that one. Let me just write here style, and here I'll be giving color. Let me just write here pink. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see here this color is been changed to pink. Now if you want to give any background color, let me just write here background color, I'll just give here black. I'll save this, I'll refresh this one. You can see only for that particular word we can give, but as you can see here we are not having any padding and any margin. It is been stuck. Okay, once we learn about CSS using inline block, how to give padding, how to give margin, everything we are going to study. If you want to give some other format for any word, you can give that using span tag. Okay, this is all about block level elements, inline elements. Some of the examples of block level elements are headings, paragraph, lists, tables. Okay, and also one more thing, image is also inline element. Now here I'm just going to give one image. Again in the same way I just want to print another image. I'll save this, I'll refresh this one. Okay, now here I am having this card. Okay, let me just decrease the size. Let me just write here 100. Okay, let me just, okay, you can see here this is inline elements because you can see it is printed. Okay, whatever width it is having, it is going to take. If the width is very larger, then image will come down. If the width is adjusted, then all the images will be printed in horizontal row because images are also inline elements. Okay, now let me just give here 100. Okay, this width is very large, so I am getting this image here. Now if I just give the width attribute here, width, let me just give here 200. I'll save this, I'll refresh this one. Now you can see here I am having this first image and here I am having this second image, which means that images are also inline elements. They will take only that width and height whatever they are having. Okay, they are not going to block the entire space, they will not take entire 100%. So images are also inline elements. Okay, this is all about inline and block level elements. So you should be very careful when using this one. Okay, inline and block level elements are very important to understand because you will get confused what data you have to give and how the data should get displayed. That's all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.